I'm Kristina Legault. I primarily work in real estate in the Chilliwack area and then also in Langley and Surrey. I've always loved real estate. My mom liked to move a lot and I like to move a lot, so when I became an adult, I would do the same thing, kind of move every 2 or 3 years. You get to redecorate your whole house. It was, just a lot of fun. It's exciting. I get to negotiate all the time and bring people together, and I get to go snoop and go look at houses all the time, which is great. I'm one of those weird people who's really good under pressure. I can compartmentalize the stress from the situation and let's just stay focused on what we're doing. But for real estate, I think it really comes down to just having a love of homes and getting people into the right home, because it's very much a people type of business. We're in the community, we're working with a whole bunch of different people, and I think that's nice too, is that you get to meet a lot of really great people, and a lot of my clients have become friends and people you stay in touch with.
Being part of the whole process with them and really getting to know someone and what they're really looking for, because sometimes on paper they're like, I need this, this, and this. And other times it's, once you start working with them and getting to know them, you can see, okay, we need to veer off your paper checklist and get that emotional connection for you. Because when we all go home at the end of the day, it's the one place where we feel comfortable and we can kind of let our hair down and we relax. So it's really important to help people find that. And you can see them when you're looking at houses. You walk into a house and they either light up right away or they're kind of like, I don't know about this one.
I take a huge interest in the people part of it because that's how I would want to be treated. Plus, I always answer my phone, and my phone goes to me. It doesn't go to somebody else. And I always answer people within a few hours because I do firmly believe that you need answers quickly. Time is of the essence. And if someone's not getting back to you when you're buying and selling, that is one of the most stressful things. The kind of agent that I think I am and that I always strive to be is someone who really is that client-centered agent where I'm putting their needs first and foremost. I think one thing that my mom always says to me, and my mom does not throw out compliments, and she always says, I'm glad people hire you as their agent because I know you're gonna do a really good job for them. And my mom also used to sell real estate, so she kind of knows the industry. I think one nice thing is, and really in a lot of communities in Chilliwack, they've got a really good demographic through it where you have, young couples starting out, you have young people who are single, you have older people who are single, you have teenagers, small kids, you have, people like my parents who are 80 and retired but still quite active. So there's really a little bit of everything, so everyone feels welcome.
You were saying that you remember your parents bringing you to the beach.
Yes.
So what has been your experience, and have you enjoyed replicating that for other people?
Living somewhere where you have access to the beach, the lake, everyone loves to be on the water, and something that's really nice is it's such a nice family thing to do. So as you get older, as we are, you have those nice memories of running through the beach and being with your friends and your family and your aunts and your uncles and just having a good time and cooling off in the water.
So the south side of Chilliwack, Sardis is how we refer to it, a lot of people are specifically going to the area for many reasons. There's affordability, you have a community feel, you can get everywhere in 5 minutes, so it takes a lot of stress off of people's just daily living and doing your errands and how am I gonna go here? You can walk places, you can walk to coffee. So I can really enjoy my lifestyle and have something that's less stressful and more space around me and really make it a much more enjoyable living experience. You have so much proximity to the golf course, to the lake. You can go hiking. There's so many different activities in terms of you can rent a boat or you can go jet skiing, just things of that nature. So it gives people that opportunity to get outside. A lot of people, we look in Cultus and in Sardis because they're really only about 8 minutes away from each other, 5 to 8 minutes in from your car. So if you're right in Cultus Lake, you're typically getting a bit of an older home because they were all originally cottages. People were going up there for the summer. People live there year round now. So sometimes people, they might want to have a little bit of a bigger yard or be able for their kids to be able to walk to school instead of taking the bus. So if they were looking in that area, those would be some of the reasons why they'd go into Garrison or other parts of Sardis.
Look at what surrounds you. There's no bad view, and it really does just have a really nice, relaxing component to your everyday life.
The change of Sardis and Chilliwack is definitely growth. So we're seeing it expand. We're also seeing a lot of things where commercial space is getting a makeover and they're adding in new stores. I think for Chilliwack, something that's really important for buyers is to, if you're coming from another city, if your agent doesn't have experience in Chilliwack, really use a local agent because there's a lot of nuances to Chilliwack, and I think like anywhere else, you need to know kind of the areas, the good spots, the bad spots. And there's a real difference between the north side of town and the south side of town, which I think is also really important for people to know and just have a more general idea of how the city works in itself. I think like all of the cities throughout the Lower Mainland and Fraser Valley, we're definitely seeing more of a push towards higher density. I think that's also a lot of the reason why people like to come out to Chilliwack, because you get a little bit more elbow room from your neighbors, you get a much larger yard, and that eventually in some areas will be changing.
We're going to dip our toes into the lake. It's going to be
Oh,
wonderful.
Stephen. Okay.
You don't go too deep or the sound packs get
Oh my God,
ruined.
it's cold.
Oh, that's colder than I thought.
It's cold.
Yeah,
It's
okay,
cold.
we did it.
Okay,
We're good.
okay.
We're good. Yep, that's good.
Well, I'll definitely be around for a long time. I do love my job. It's not really a job, and I think that's what makes it so personally satisfying and enjoyable. And it's, even though I think like anyone in their career or their industry, you kind of have that base level of the same components, but it's always changing all the time. And our markets are always changing, and people's needs are always changing. So it's just, I continue to be excited, or like when my client gets a house and we've negotiated and everything's signed, I'm always like, yes, we got it. And so it's just a really nice process to be a part of.
So as long as that feeling remains.
As long as that feeling remains, you'll be seeing my mug for a long time.
Nice.